craziest, but probably the funnest time of the year in high school basketball. These two programs have been the cream of the crop in the girls' city league here in Boston.
A couple of things to play here. Tonight we got two interesting teams.
Soars again for the two-handed flush. Colby Upchurch out on the break. She gets the basket, then the foul. Going for another three.
Once he gets a step in the lane, he can make it all the way to the hoop.
The Tech Boston Bears are the 2018 Boston City champions. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Latin Academy High School in Dorchester as we bring you a girls matchup in the North Division III quarterfinals, as tonight the Bishop Fenwick Crusaders will be taking on the Latin Academy Dragons. Hello, everybody. I'm Pat Flaherty, joined by my partner, as always, Alan Platt. And Alan, we're sort of like in the second round of the state tournament here tonight, and you start to see some of the better teams emerge. And one thing we see tonight, Latin Academy, a 1 seed in this bracket, but Bishop Fenwick, even though they're a lower seed, has a lot of tournament experience over the last couple of years.
Oh, definitely. As a matter of fact, it wasn't that long ago they won the state tournament, and a couple of the seniors on this Fenwick team were freshmen on that winning championship team. So you're right. It's a situation where they're a little bit down this year, and as a matter of fact, they had to win the 8-9 games to get in.
That's right.
To play this game. But they have some talent. Obviously, they earned their way here, so it's going to be up to the seniors mainly in their case to really sort of show the way for the underclassmen.
You talk about the seniors for Bishop Fenwick, and one who's been a varsity player since her freshman year, who's been a starter since her sophomore year, and then this year she had a great season again for the Fenwick Crusaders. That's Sammy Gallant, their point guard here tonight.
Oh, she's amazing, and just to show you just how much she is, you don't usually see a MVP of the league come from a middle-of-the-pack team.
That's
It's usually
right.
the first or second place teams, their best players usually the MVP, but this young lady, Sammy, she's a point guard, but she scores, she rebounds, but even more importantly, when she's not scoring, she does other things. She sets up her teammates, she rebounds, she defends. So because she has an all-around game, that's what earns her the most valuable player. And quite frankly, a lot of coaches on the girls' side think that Catholic Conference Lodge is one of the toughest girls' conferences in the entire state.
Very difficult conference, and Fenwick holds their own in that conference. They have for a while now. Meanwhile, on the other side, for Latin Academy, it's been a heck of a season for this school, and one of the biggest reasons is their top player, Fiona Mannion. She's had a phenomenal year. She's our spotlight player tonight, and she can score, rebound, she can do a lot of different things for this team.
Fiona's been amazing. We've been lucky enough to have her twice already this year, as we had Latin Academy, but like you said, she just has tricky moves underneath, uses her body really well. Up and under, that's her favorite shot. We see that at least 4 or 5 times a game. We'll call her up and under Fiona, I guess, because she's amazing with that. And she catches people off guard.
That's right.
She definitely catches people off guard. So she'll be the main focus for the defense for Bishop Fenwick also. And the challenge for Latin Academy, get the ball to Fiona in the right spots, let her do her scoring.
That's right. Certainly she can score. We saw her in the city playoffs over the last week or so. She was averaging about 27 points a game. She also had about 9.5 rebounds in the 2 city playoff games that her team played in. She also had 43 points, a school record earlier in the season, so she can certainly put the ball in the hoop along with rebounds.
Yeah, she's, similar to, we talked about Sammy Gallant for Bishop Fenwick. Fiona, at junior, is just as important. Those two have to get the scoring going in order for the rest of the team to feel like, okay, we're ready to go and let's try to advance to the next round.
No question. Now, for more on this game, we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Leverett Ball, who's got an update for us. Leverett, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. So one player who Bishop Fenwick cannot afford to overlook tonight is forward Jordan Bellot. Now, Jordan is one of the most versatile players on the team. She's able to score both in the paint and from long range, and Latin Academy relies on her heavily to score points when opponents double team Fiona Mannion. Coach Dever has described her as one of the most underrated players on his roster, so look for her to have a huge impact tonight. Guys?
Leverett, thanks very much. We've seen Jordan Bellot have an impact on games. She's very long, Very athletic. She gets her hands in a lot of passing.
Yeah,
lanes.
plays
She's
both
gonna be
ends of the
effective.
floor. Quite frankly, she's personally my favorite player this season. Like we said, we've seen them twice already, and I remember her as a freshman. She got some time last year.
That's right.
A sophomore now, she's really emerging, and just to see her grow during the course of the season has been amazing. But I always style out with her defense. Because like you said, she's long, good hands, good, moves her feet well, plays good position, but she has become a very capable scorer. And like we always talk about, who's going to be the second scorer for any team that's trying to move on? Jordan might be that person.
It could be her and Fiona and the rest of the Latin Academy Dragons will try to advance against this very tough Bishop Fenwick team. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the opening tap here from Latin Academy right after these words. Don't go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can
get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education. What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills, the smarts.
Yes, you.
You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Welcome back to Latin Academy High School in Dorchester for our matchup in the Girls North Division III quarterfinals. Tonight, the Latin Academy Dragons taking on the Bishop Fenwick Crusaders. Starters for Fenwick, we got Gallant, Gonzalez, Tache, DiPietro, and Pica. Meanwhile, for Latin Academy, we have the Lady Dragons. We got Mannion, Frateroli, Bellot, Fiona Mannion, and Russell. Fenwick in the all-black uniforms with the gold trim. Latin Academy with the all-white uniforms, black and gold trim.
Latin Academy's earned their way to this home game by being the #1 seed.
It's Bellot and DiPietro doing the jumping duties, and Fenwick controls the opening tap.
Very patient Fenwick team. They don't mind having a low-scoring game. As a matter of fact, they prefer it. So they'll use a lot of the shot clock before trying to even take their first shot.
Tache with a runner. She gets that one to go.
Found a little opening in the lane. Like we said, they use that motion with the ball about for at least half of the shot clock.
Jordan Bellot off the up fake. Russell tries a skip pass over to Mannion. Now back inside to Bellot. Mannion going to work inside. She's going to get 2 free throws.
Again, a nose for the ball. We always talk about Fiona. She's a junior. She's been an amazing scorer throughout her career here at Latin Academy. Gets the ball, goes baseline, knows the shot clock is winding down. Doesn't mind contact at all. Earns 2 free throws.
And Mannion knocks down the first.
Nice crowd here for this basically the second round game.
Yeah, we got a lot of Fenwick and Latin Academy faithful here tonight. Mannion gets the second one to go as well. We're tied up at 2 here with almost a minute gone by in the first quarter. Gallant looking inside. Now it's Sammy who gets fouled at the top of the key. We'll see who that's on. I think it's going to be on MIAA Russell.
Yeah, Russell was trying to cut off Gallant.
DiPietro's pass goes out of bounds off the hands of Liz Gonzalez. We're going to go back to Latin Academy.
Yeah, it looks like Gonzalez just took her eye off the ball for a quick second. Some full court pressure. Fenwick likes to do this, but then as soon as the ball gets over half court, they'll fall back into their regular half court set.
Bellot trying to knife through the defense. Bellot gets tied up at the elbow, so that'll go back to Latin Academy.
Yeah, Gonzalez stepped up for the held ball.
9 seconds left on the shot clock here for the Lady Dragons. They'll try to get it underneath the Frattaroli. That's knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Latin Academy.
8 seconds.
Double team Mannion inside, and here comes Fenwick out on the fast break. Straight to the basket, and score the layup is Gonzalez, the sophomore. Feed it inside of Mannion. Fiona once again gets fouled. Once again, she'll head to the charity
travel. Okay, travel first. Baseline official. Got 2 different calls. Watch it right here. Actually, she had bumped knees and took the extra half step. Very patient. That's a second unforced turnover for Fenwick, though.
So Shea loses it out of bounds, so it'll go back to Latin Academy. You mentioned the low-scoring games for Fenwick. A lot of their scores are in the 40s and a lot even in the 30s.
And they don't mind at all. They definitely prefer it.
Bellot straight to the goal. Scoops in the lefty layup.
Nice little spinner. Use that left hand.
Pika tries a baseline
unusual
jumper.
Quick shot for Fenwick.
Mannion chases it down, back to her sister, Aslin.
Misread her teammate, thought that she had a cutter going to the basket.
So an unforced turnover there for Latin Academy. There always seems to be a feeling out process in these state tournament games.
No doubt. That's exactly what it is.
Two teams that haven't played each other at all. Gallant gets fouled on her way to the rim.
Yeah, her first real aggressive offensive move. But we'll see a lot more from her. It's a good point you're making about some jitters, and also coaches tend to talk a lot more before games. So some of the girls are just thinking about the different things they were told right in that pregame huddle. So it takes a few minutes just to sort of relax and get into the game.
Gallant unable to hit the first. That's the second personal foul on MIAA Russell.
And MIAA usually plays a lot of minutes too, so that might be a key in terms of having somebody else come off the bench for Latin Academy.
Second free throw is good from Gallant, and Coach Dever wants a timeout here with just under 3 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Bishop Fenwick on top of Latin Academy 5-4, and so far we see the patience of Fenwick, and it's a little bit different than what Latin Academy is used to, who they like to try to get up and down the floor.
Exactly, they want to run as much as possible, but you have an offense, half-court offense from Fenwick who will try to put the defense to sleep. And they have the go-to person in Gallant, number 5. So it's one of those situations where I think Coach Devon wants to just remind the players, just don't worry about their patience and the shot clock and all that. Just play straight-up defense. Don't get caught reaching. Don't get caught not sliding your feet, because that's exactly what Fenwick waits for. As soon as they see that opening, that's when they're going to make a move to the basket. You know, on paper, okay, you have a 1 and an 8 seed, and you think that, okay, early in the tournament, well, you know, what kind of game will it be? But it's like you said, they earned their way here. They had to win, I think they beat Austin Prep, I think it was.
Yeah, that's right.
An 8-9 game. They had to win the game, okay, to get here. And so they've earned it.
And sometimes it seemed like Fenwick, who's already played a tournament game, is sort of in that tournament sort of mindset.
And they're on schedule similar to the regular season.
Mannion at the top of the key trying to go to work. Out to Russell, who steps into a jumper. Can't get it to go. Rebound inside by Russell. Back out to Frattaroli. That rebound comes down to DiPietro. Quickly up the floor go the Fenwick Crusaders.
Frattaroli
comes out of the pack. Now down to Mannion. Fiona gets her shot blocked inside.
Real good defense.
DiPietro with the jumper. That's short. Rebound comes down to Bella.
This is the pace you're talking about, Pat. Lat Academy would prefer to have more of an up-tempo pace.
Mannion
spin.
Off the spin move. Can't spin it up and in. Rebound comes down to DiPietro. DiPietro no good on the runner, and the rebound comes down to Fiona Mannion.
A lot of energy in these first few minutes.
Gonzalez off the steal, tries a runner, deflected by Bellot. Here comes Frattaroli, looking for Russell on the break. Fiona off the feed from Russell. What a play by Fiona Mannion.
She loves to get those spinning moves.
That got the Dragons bench going. Gallant can't finish off the window. Rebound comes down to Aisling Mannion.
I think both coaches are going to have the challenge of when do they go to their benches. There's some tired players out there already.
Good feed inside to Fiona, who finishes up and under. 2 straight baskets by Fiona Mannion. Latin Academy on top by 3 here with 2:40 left to go in the first quarter. 3-pointer on the way and out. That time by Elizabeth Pica. Russell inside. Scores off the backboard. Nice run here by Latin Academy.
Time
they
off
go
for
6-0.
Bishop Fenwick. They're based on defense. It's just falling asleep the last 3 times down court. So quick timeout. Adam DeBegas, the head coach, wants to. He got to figure out: are they tired? He's not getting back, or he's just out of position. And that's exactly what he's talking about.
Our sideline reporter Leverett Ball's got an update for us. Leverett, what do you have on your end?
Thanks, guys. So during that last timeout, Coach Dever told his team they need to do a better job of sliding defensively and preventing Sammy Gallant from driving to the basket. Now, Gallant obviously won the Central Catholic League MVP for a reason. She's a very dangerous offensive player, and they can't afford to give her any easy buckets. We'll see if they can make that adjustment. Back to you.
Thanks very much, Leverett. And I think, it seemed like in that time when Latin Academy started to score a little bit more, that's when the pace quickened up. And that's
definitely.
the way they like to play.
That's exactly what they want to do. And so the challenge for DeBegas, the head coach for Fenwick, is to get his players, all right, first of all, get back on D to prevent the fast break offense for Latin Academy. But secondly, just be more solid. Challenge for rebounds. Be a little more patient. I'm actually surprised. They've had a couple of really quick shots early in the shot clock, which is unusual for them.
Out of the timeout, Fenwick. Back to that patient offense. Good block inside by Jordan Bellot. And that's going to go back to Latin Academy.
Yeah, Jordan, she slid her feet. You see, that's some contact that time, but still a lot of ball too.
Here comes Mannion with a full head of steam. Got blocked inside by the promising sophomore Annie Murphy. Murphy
That
scores
girl,
off the back door.
Okay, that's Murphy came off the bench. As a matter of fact, she was the key player in their 8-9 win in the first round of the tournament. She had 14 points and 15 rebounds in that win.
Yeah, she also had 3 blocks inside for Bishop Fenwick. She comes off the bench, but it's within the first couple of minutes that she gets in there.
And she plays a lot of important minutes in the second half. Good size, too. He's probably the biggest girl out there right now.
Gallant now lining up a jumper, short with that one.
It's her first outside shot.
Not a good pass inside as it's intercepted by Murphy. That one intercepted right back by Frateroli. She tries a tough jumper from behind the backboard.
Good job by Gallant defensively, angled Frateroli off that shot. Double dribble there. Yeah.
That was DiPietro that whistled for the double dribble substitution for Bishop Fenwick. Now coming in is number 10, Maria Orfanos, the freshman.
Yeah, we'll be going to the rosters a lot because I think that both coaches are recognizing that each team is trying to force the pace on one end, but the fast breaks so far hasn't really given much points yet. It's going to be over and back. Good defense by Fenwick. That's the first time Fenwick actually did the half-court trap. They full-court trapped a couple times, but then they'll fall back. That time they stayed with the trap and got a forced turnover.
Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Three-pointer, no good. That time from Gonzalez as Bellot comes down with the rebound, now bringing it up to Latin Academy. Bellot all the way to the
long
rim.
arms are hers. Long arms and long legs. The legs got her there. The arms finished the shot.
5-point lead for the Dragons. Murphy inside. Couldn't finish that one. Rebound pulled down by Mannion. 3-on-2 for Latin Academy, but Murphy with the steal. Quickly back to Gallant. Gallant out in the break. Finishes the layup for the Crusaders.
I tell you, this girl Gallant, Murphy's come off the bench.
She's been a spark
Couple
plug.
of steals, couple of rebounds, and a hoop. Clock winding down. Good job by Gallant.
Cannot hit the 3 at the buzzer there.
Exciting
at the
first
end
quarter.
of the first quarter. A lot of up and down action here at Latin Academy High School in Dorchester, including this great play by Fiona Mannion. Latin Academy with a 3-point lead. We'll be right back for the second quarter here on Game of the Week.
Green hat, red hat, oops. Red shirt, blue shirt, yellow shirt, oops. Yellow pants, red pants, green pants, oops.
Welcome back to Latin Academy in Dorchester for our Game of the Week coverage of the Girls North Division III quarterfinals. Folks, if you want to follow us on social media, you can certainly follow us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. A lot of good stuff up there. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Just about set here for the second quarter. Bishop Fenwick start off with the basketball, down by 3 to Latin Academy. Swing it back to the top. And that time unable to hit that shot was DiPietro.
Nice setup, though. Gave her a drive to the basket.
Bellot on the drive, tried to feed Mannion inside. They were calling an offensive foul on Jordan Bellot.
Obviously, fouls are going to be important also for the key players. Nice pass inside.
Gonzalez unable to finish. Now she's trying to wrestle it away from Mannion. And they called a foul on on Michaela Russell, excuse me.
Well, that's going to be a
That's
third.
number 3 on Michaela.
She's got to sit down. Yeah, she's got to sit down. So.
So Russell's got to sit down. We saw a little bit of this in the city championship where Lizzie Frateroli had 3 fouls early in the first half.
That's right, had to sit down early, you're right.
Gonzalez trying to run her, can't get it to go. Bellot now, top of the key, good feed inside to Mannion. Good pass back to Bellot.
Got the sophomore and the junior connecting on that one.
Gonzalez stops, pops, and hits.
Okay, a little surprise. Again, I really think that Fenwick's trying to keep Latin Academy a little off balance defensively, because Latin Academy is expecting that Fenwick is going to just work the clock every possession.
Bellot gets fouled down near the baseline. That's going to be on Murphy.
Yeah. A little stack action on the baseline inbound.
Bellot with the runner gets that one to fall for.
Nice spin. Again, those long arms of hers allow her to get away from the defense and get the shot up.
Latin Academy extends the lead to 5. Jordan Bellot now with the 8 points to lead all scorers. Gallant for 3, unable to hit that one. Murphy offensive rebound. Put back no good, gets her own miss. Puts it back up and in for the Crusaders.
She's working. The sophomore we talked about her coming off the bench.
Mannion trying to go to work inside. Good hustle there by...
Well, you know, what happens, Pat, is
that was Nellie Conklin who got the rebound.
Yeah. You talked about unfamiliarity when you get to the state tournament. And it also works for the officials, okay? Because a couple of times we've seen Mannion go with a little spin, a little body action, and all during the season, the games we had, she got that call, a defensive foul. But both times tonight, there was no call. So it's an adjustment that the players have to make, and more importantly, the coaches. The coaches have to recognize, okay, how's the game being played? Relate that to your players so they understand this is a little different. But, again, it's still one and done. So we got to win it and move on.
George
stepped out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. I'll go back to Fenwick. One thing, too, when you get to the tournament, you have different refs and different crews, too. It's not always necessarily the amount of fouls, but which fouls they call.
Right.
You know, and it seems like a lot of stuff inside they're sort of letting go so far here in the early going.
Coaches always joke about saying that every official has their favorite calls, their pet calls. And when you watch enough games, it really seems that that's true.
Another errant pass
Just
there
like
from
you're
Bishop
saying,
Fenwick.
Tonight, a lot of bumping inside is being let go, which actually I don't think either one of these coaches mind that, because the big people for both teams are very important. Obviously, Fiona Mannion for Latin Academy, and as we're seeing, Murphy, the sophomore, is extremely important for them.
DiPietro just went to the bench. And tapping that ball out of bounds was Finola Corcoran, the senior, who came in for DiPietro.
Good, nice bounce pass inside.
Mannion doesn't get the basket, but she'll once again go to the free throw line.
Yeah, Murphy a little aggressive that time, because she actually had good defensive position. Watch Murphy, 44. Once the ball goes in, she's right there. Yeah, but see, when you come down with that arm, any kind of contact will give the foul.
First free throw is good that time from Fiona Mannion. Right now, Fenwick's got their 2 centers in there, both Murphy and Pika.
Well, they've got to do something about Fiona, because the entry pass is getting to her, and as soon as she gets it, she's very aggressive.
Doesn't hit the second free throw. So 4-point lead for Latin Academy here with just under 5 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Feed it inside to Corcoran. Can't get that one to go, as Latin Academy comes away with a loose ball. Another turnover there for the Lady Dragons as they see Coach DeBadgis for Bishop Fenwick.
There's some frustration on both coaches because there's been so many unforced turnovers. I'm sure at halftime, as Coach Dever, both coaches are going to talk about how important each possession is. Oh, nice hesitation. You can see. I mean, that was big time there because it looked like Latin Academy was going to try to double her, but she didn't allow it to happen because she beat it with the hesitation dribble.
5 points now for Gallant. They try to feed it inside to Mannion. Mannion can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to DiPietro. They're going to call a foul on Fiona Mannion.
Oh, yeah. It is, yeah. You're right, Pat. I tell you, Bellart is throwing some excellent entry passes to Mannion. I think Fiona that time didn't realize exactly how far she was away from the hoop. But she usually spins that off the backboard.
Gonzalez. That one doesn't fall for Mannion with the rebound. Good steal that time by Touche up to Gonzalez. She misses the lefty layup. Jordan Bellot knifing through the defense, and that time she'll be getting 2 free throws.
2 free throws, yeah. She actually got hit outside of the three-point line, but that foul wasn't called. This one here is just the blocking foul. But you're right, Pat. There's a lot of physical action going on.
That foul's on Pika, so now Bellot with 2 free throws for Latin Academy. There is the first.
Looks like Jordan's really focused in on this game from the beginning.
Laser focus. We saw Latin Academy before the game just kind of hanging out very loose before this one.
Well, they were very comfortable. I talked to Coach Dever before. He said they're feeling pretty good. Obviously, they like being home, but just in general, the fact that Friday night, second round game, and they're looking forward to trying to move on.
Gallant once again can't hit that jumper, and Mannion coming away with the rebound. Now over to Nellie Conklin. Bellot loses her balance, keeps her dribble. Now back to Frateroli. Hassling Mannion. Lob pass over to Bellot. It's poked away. Frateroli over to Bellot. Jordan, nice drive to the basket.
She realized she heard the assistant coach yelling out the time. When there was 4 seconds left, she put it down to the right, get right to that backboard.
12 points now for Jordan Bellot. Feed it inside to Peak, and she's got to bring it back out for the Crusaders. Now it's Gonzalez on the drive. Tries the runner, no good. Mannion with another rebound for Latin Academy. Fiona Mannion. Conklin to Frateroli, who can't hit the jumper. Gallant gets her pass knocked away by Conklin, and we got a jump ball. That'll stay with the Fenwick Crusaders.
The girls going to the floor, you know how important the game is. We're only in the first half still.
And now Coach Dever wants to call a timeout here. 2:14 left to go in the second quarter. Latin Academy with a 6-point lead. And with an update, we got our sideline reporter, Leverett Ball, who's got something for us. Leverett, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. So I had a chance to speak with Fiona Mannion before the game, and she said one of the keys to success against Bishop Fenwick is the team's ability to be physical with them. Now, clearly, that approach has been on display as Fiona's actually drawn fouls on multiple possessions driving to the basket. We'll see if that aggressive approach pays off. Guys?
Thanks very much, Leverett. And Fiona, as you see right there, always aggressive down low inside, but, you see those two tall, Fenwick's got some pretty good height, but she seems to just want to go right at them, which is usually how you have to attack height.
Oh, yeah, and that create situations where the defense has to react to you. Fiona is very aggressive. She likes to use, she can use both hands. She has that tricky right hand spin shot of hers, which is the up and under thing, which we've seen effective against all types of defense. But your point about the sequence when Fenwick had both their centers in, that was just to put some height on those up and under shots that Fiona likes.
Mannion now with 7 points, 5 boards, and 2 assists for Latin Academy. So her and Jordan Bellot accounting for all but 2 points so far here for Latin Academy. Gallant. Runner no good. Rebound comes down to Bellot, and they call a foul on Gonzalez.
It's going to be a traveling violation.
Yeah, Asling Manning, she dragged another one of her feet, and she got that pass right around half court.
Loves that hesitation.
That time Gallant gets fouled inside
that's
by
her favorite
Frattaroli.
move, Pat. Driving right, a little bit of a hesitation on the dribble, throws off the defense, gets her to the backboard. Watch, they're right there, gives her that step, and defense has no choice but to try to go for the ball.
You mentioned how patient they have been offensively. She seems very patient, very under control when she's got the ball in her hands.
It's clear that she doesn't, it's almost like she doesn't care about being the leading scorer. She'll
Right.
give up. The way she's driven, we've seen her on 3 different drives, where clearly she can create her own shot, getting to the backboard. And I think it's one of those things where at halftime, her coach has said, listen, we need you to do that a lot more the second half.
Yeah, she's got 7 points now for the Crusaders, but there have been a lot of games for them this season where players like Gonzalez and Murphy
That's right, they're leading scorers, exactly. They have 4 captains.
Manning can't get that one to go. Bellot comes away with the rebound. And Assel's Mannion pass goes through the legs of Taylor.
Fenwick is playing very aggressive, and I think just like we just told it, they don't mind being aggressive, and I think that they feel like they have to play more of a physical game to stay in this. Not much outside shooting at all from Fenwick.
A lot on the scoop shot, no good. Bellot with the rebound for Latin Academy.
Good defense by Frattaroli on that one.
Bellot gets fouled at the top of the key. And that's 6 team fouls rather for Fenwick. Both teams now with 6, so
bonus.
Each foul will be 1-and-1 for either team for the rest of the second quarter. Four-point lead here for Latin Academy as we're getting close to halftime. The girls' North Division III quarterfinals.
There's a double team.
Mannion trying to step out of it, and she's called for a walk.
That was an effective double team because they never actually backed off of her once they sort of trapped her. Bellot made a late cut, but by that time it was too late. .45 seconds left to go before the half.
Gonzalez open 3. That one off the back iron. Frattaroli regains the pass there for Latin Academy. Conklin. Frattaroli gets fouled right around half court. A little extra contact after the foul.
It's a physical, for a girls' game. This is a physical game. It's a lot
we
of body
talked about the action inside.
See, on this one, there's the foul right there. It's an obvious foul.
Yeah, it looks like she dragged her down with the arm.
But then on the get up, a little bit of elbow action on both of them. So our lead official makes sure that he talks both to Tash and Frattaroli. Yeah, I think he just reminded him, listen, it's a tournament game. We know how important it is.
Yeah, it's intense.
We don't want to have to kick either one of you out or call technical foul. So just play it right.
Finola Corcoran now in for the Crusaders. Rataroli gets all of the rim on the front end of the 1-on-1.
The rim is your friend, right?
We'll get one more here with 25 seconds left before halftime. Can't hit the second. Latin Academy 6 for 8 from the free throw line. Bellot comes away with the steal. Can't finish inside. And the Crusaders will have the final shot before halftime.
There she goes again.
Gallant on the drive. Can't get that one to go. Rataroli with it. Under 10 seconds left. Rataroli with the jumper. Buries it for Latin Academy.
Tough play by Fradioli.
Nice little run there at the end of the half for Latin Academy. They extend their lead to 7. So after 2 here at Latin Academy High in Dorchester, the Lady Dragons on top 24-17. And you really saw Latin Academy sort of spreading the ball around. I mean, it was mostly Mannion and Bellot who were scoring for them, but they still got a lot of good ball movement there in the first half.
That was the key, because we did see the Bishop Fenwick girls go into some trapping situations. They went full court press for a few minutes. They definitely were trapping on the sidelines for most of that second quarter. But like you said, the other 3 players for Latin Academy besides Mannion and Bellot were just making sure they made passes to the weak side, get the ball inside to either Bellot or Mannion. That's key, because you have 2 good scorers like that. You've got to go to them, make the defense react. And that's what Latin Academy did well. That's why they're up by 7.
No question. Latin Academy now going into the half with a good 7-point lead, and we have their head coach, Bill Dever, now with our sideline reporter, Leverett Ball. Leverett?
Thanks, guys. So, Coach, obviously, when we talked before the game, you mentioned what a smart team Bishop Fenwick is offensively. How do you feel about your team's effort defending them thus far?
I would say so far it could be better. Had the game plan, and keeping these guys at 17 is a big deal for us. Got to keep going in the third quarter, though. Easier said than done. And keep staying out of foul trouble. Good boxing out's been great. Running after that, just doing everything we did in practice the last couple of days. Get ready for real tough opponents.
And it's obviously been a very physical and emotional game thus far. How has your team been able to just keep their composure?
Just do like we've done all year. Playing against a good team. Just stick to the game plan basically. And again, knowing we're playing a real good team, just do what we do and try to minimize what they do well, and keep doing that in the second half.
Well, thank you for your time, Coach, and best of luck in the second half.
I appreciate it.
Thanks. Back to you guys.
Leverett, thanks very much. And Coach Dever got to be happy with his team here in the first half, 7-point lead. One thing they do have to worry about, like you mentioned, though, is that foul trouble. Michaela Russell with 3. Fiona Mannion, I think, might have 2. I can't remember if she was able to commit 2 fouls there in the first half, but that's something we'll have to keep an eye on for the rest of the game.
No doubt about that. And Coach Dever, I think he's probably more happy with the 17 points that they gave up. Very low score. 7-point lead, obviously you want to lead, but he knows 2 more quarters are coming. And he also has seen, just like we saw, that Sammy Gallant really wasn't all that aggressive offensively until the second quarter. If she really starts to go into her 1-on-1 game, then that could be a different type of offense for Bishop Fenwick.
There's certainly some adjustments these 2 teams can make. Right now, Latin Academy on top 24-17. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we'll have the halftime stats and the start of the third quarter here on Game of the Week right after these words. Don't go away.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
We can warn someone when their drink isn't safe.
And disrupt the situation.
We can.
Get someone a cab.
Or walk them home safely.
We can make campuses safer for our friends.
Our roommates.
Our classmates. Our fellow human beings.
We cannot be bystanders.
We can. Intervene.
It's on us.
All of us.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts. Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
With the groove, show proof, keep it smooth as I bust the move. Ayo, step it swiftly with me, keep up. If not, just stop, hop a squat, put your feet up, read up, pay attention, listen to the melody. Remember what you heard, got my words to the spell of me. Top notch, got them all jumping like hopscotch, jumping rope like double dutch in the air. Show me what you got, keep it hot like the heater. You thinking you a treat, cause you're sweet, but I'm sweeter. Leader of the pack, cause they all stay behind me. I'm old school, you don't skip tracks, you rewind me. Find me, working on my craft.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Welcome back, folks, to Latin Academy High School in Dorchester for the girls' North Division III quarterfinals. Right now, the Latin Academy Lady Dragons on top of Bishop Fenwick, 24-17. We're going to take a look at our halftime stats here for Latin Academy High. And first up is going to be Bishop Fenwick.
Bishop Fenwick Gallant was 7, most of that in the second quarter. Gonzalez, her backcourt made with a couple of hoops for 4 points. DiPietro with 5 rebounds. Murphy came off the bench and got 4 rebounds. And for assists, Gallant has 2. And Tosh also has 2.
Let's take a look at Latin Academy's halftime stats.
Now, Jordan Bilal, we talked about her as the sort of the second important player. Big 12 points in that first half. Fiona, sort of a slow start for her with just 7, but we can be sure showed more than double that second half. Ballard also had 8 rebounds. Fiona had 5 rebounds. Then Frateroli with 3 assists. Also Fiona with a couple of assists herself. So I think in terms of overall numbers for Latin Academy, we've seen them a couple of times this season, and their halftime stats are usually a lot more than that. But got to give Bishop Fenwick credit. They've been very patient on offense to use a lot of the clock, and then on defense, they've gotten pretty rough. I mean, right. To put it plainly, you know, they're acting as if, you know, this is a survival game for them. So they are playing a more physical game, and it's worked so far.
We got some halftime highlights of Jordan Bellot, and we saw she's the leading scorer, and she really went to work there in the first half.
She takes advantage of those long arms and long legs of her. Nice strides, almost exact same move. She can use left hand and right hand when she left to leg. Yeah, Fiona, that was one of her 2 assists. Again, you got Bellot, nice soft shot up there. Using a lot of the rim. She loves that right-hand drive. And she's only, remember, she's young. As a sophomore, she's going all right-handed now. But over the summer, she'll start using the left a little more. She had one left-hand layup today. We'll see a lot more of that. Once she can start going both hands, I mean, she's really going to be an offensive threat.
Yeah, tough to defend. You think we've seen her since her freshman year last year. She played a lot. I think she even started last year as a freshman.
She was like a defensive specialist, though.
That's right.
We hardly even saw her taking shots. Now, it's really changed for her, which is good. You love to see young players develop like that.
Yeah, she had 2 blocks and 2 steals in that first half as well. And we always mention, as you said before, we need that second player. If a team doubles Fiona Mannion, you need somebody else to step up.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing here tonight from Jordan Bellot. Meanwhile, from Bishop Fenwick, you mentioned Gallant. She, started to assert herself there in the second quarter, but I don't think we'd be surprised at all if she went off in the second half.
At some point, her coach is going to say to her, Sammy, let's open up the arsenal, get the ball, look for opening, and just go, because she's shown a few of her moves in that first half, so we know what she's capable of. It's going to be a travel on Manuel to start the second half.
Some of the Latin Academy players have had a tough time sort of collecting their feet.
Well, I mean, this Fenwick team they're pretty crafty. I mean, defensively they take away passing lanes. They move their feet pretty well. Nice steal that time.
Gets the ball stolen away.
Nice steal.
And Fenwick gets it right back.
Steal in the hoop.
Off the window.
Trash. Yeah.
Yep, it's Touché.
Touché. It's going to be a travel again. I tell you. That time, okay, so we've had 2. One was a forced travel on the inbound to stop the half, but that was an unforced travel. So it's like you said, Pat, it's the positioning defensively of Fenwick.
Gallant off the pick, and her pass is picked off, that time by Mannion. Fiona trying to go baseline. Feeds it inside to Bellot. Shot is blocked inside. That's DiPietro coming away with it for Fenwick. Gallant quickly over to Gonzalez, who tries a runner. Her shot blocked inside by Mannion, but Fiona stepped out of bounds.
Almost feels like Fenwick's at a faster pace on offense than they want to be. That time Gonzalez looked like she had a clear lane and just threw the ball off target.
DiPietro from the elbow, off the back iron. Bellot off the drop step, can't get that to go. Mannion tries to feed it back inside. Bellot, runner no good. And loose ball comes down to DiPietro. Wide open underneath Miss Pica. Frattaroli going coast to coast. And that's knocked out of bounds, going to stay with Latin Academy.
Fenwick fans saying that went off Frattaroli's leg, but ball stays with Latin Academy. Do a double team automatically.
Frattaroli tries a runner off the backboard, no good. Gallant comes away with the rebound for Fenwick. Nice Gallant off the crossover, can't hit the lefty lane. And Jordan Bellot loses it off her foot after collecting her 10th rebound.
This has been an intense first 2 minutes of this third quarter for both teams.
It's been sort of sloppy because the defense is so tight.
The defense is just so and physical. It's tight and physical.
DiPietro can't hit the runner. Pica trying to save it, but she stepped out of bounds.
Again, defense for Latin Academy forced her off to a tougher angle. Full court man to man, actually.
Inside to Mannion, up and under.
Gets
that one to go. Tough shot there from Fiona Mannion.
Trying to figure out how did she get that one off.
Pika trying to spin move of her own, and she's going to get 2 free
Foul on
throws.
Mannion. Wow. The Latin Academy bench looking for a travel. Meanwhile, on the baseline is a foul called. Oh, got her on the shoulder. Yeah.
Second personal foul there in Fiona Mannion.
It was funny, Pat, because you mentioned during the halftime that fouls will be important, and Coach Deborah, right before he went to talk with us, went over to the scores table just to check the fouls. Wanted to make sure he had the right amount of fouls. You see Mannion, how she got that one up. But we've seen this from her before. We know how well she shoots. Some unorthodox angles, especially on her layups.
Pika 1 for 2 from the free throw line, so back to a 4-point lead for Latin Academy. Mannion again off the drop step, and she's going to get 2 more at the charity strike.
Yeah, see that step, the drop step usually creates some type of contact. She doesn't mind that because she still knows how she's going to get her shot. Watch the contact right here. See, she's already into the shot. Whether she gets the foul or not, obviously it's up to the officials, but either way, she doesn't really care. She just wants to get her shot to the backboard.
Knocks down the first. She's now 4 for 5 from the free throw line. Five for 6 now is Fiona Mannion. She's got 11 points for Latin Academy. Dragons lead now back to 6 here with about 3 minutes gone by in the third quarter. Gallant. And she got tied up at the top of the key. That's going to be a travel on Sammy Gallant.
Okay, now here comes Murphy. Annie Murphy, the sophomore, 44 for Bishop Fenwick. She came in the game in the first half, had an immediate impact. Let's see what happens this time. There's that sideline trap again.
Bellot loses it, but Russell picks it up inside to Mannion. Fiona gets that one to go. Murphy back up top to Gallant for 3. Russell comes away with the rebound. And we have a bench warning here for Latin Academy. As before they were looking for a travel over on the far end when Fenwick had the ball.
Talked about the emotion in these tournament games because it is one and done. You either win and move on or you lose and go home.
Bellot on the drive, and she's going to get 2.
Hey, that right hand, and the reason why it's deceiving is nothing fancy in terms of the dribbling, but gets those long strides. And she doesn't mind contact either. That's one of the things that you really have to like about her as a sophomore. She knows she's going to get hit. She knows it's going to be rough in there, but she still has her eye on the backboard.
Bellot knocks down the first.
Let's not forget this is a 1-8 matchup in terms of seedings. So I think Latin Academy is starting to feel like, okay, now we're into our game. Let's keep this up on both ends and try to open up the score. Make it an easy win for us ourselves.
Bellot no good on the second. Rebound comes down to DiPietro. DiPietro on the drive. Nice drive for
finish.
her.
Wow, because Bellot was there in good position. Couldn't get the block. DiPietro was able to spin it home.
Mannion getting tied up. And that's going to be a travel on Fiona Mannion.
Good job. Right before the tie-up, the defense, the double team, got the hands on the ball, and she took the other step.
shot drops for DiPietro.
Back-to-back hoops for DiPietro. Brought it back to what, a 5-point game.
And Jordan Bellot's shot gets blocked out of bounds. Off the spin move, Manning can't get that one off the window.
The height of Murphy that time bothered that shot.
Gallant with a full head of steam. It's knocked out of bounds by Jordan Bellot.
It looks like Gallant is starting to figure out that she has to get going offensively for her team. That time she had her eyes on the drive to the hoop.
DiPietro couldn't hit the short jumper, so that comes down back to Latin Academy. Bellot stops, pops, but can't hit that time. Russell trying to chase it down. And the save goes back to Bellot. Bellot off the up fake. Mannion trying to squeeze inside, and that's going to go out of bounds. Stay with Latin Academy.
So Latin Academy, Coach Dever took a timeout. He knows these girls are tired, but he also wants to do something a little differently in this half-court offense.
Yeah, right now Latin Academy's offense seeming a little stagnant in this third quarter. 2:40 left to go here in the third. And Latin Academy with a 5-point lead over Fenwick, but Fenwick went on that little run right there to kind of keep it with it.
DiPietro had back-to-back hoops. But again, think about this. Okay, this is the low-scoring game we talked about before the game. Fenwick wants to keep it as low-scoring as possible. They're down 5 right now, so obviously they got to get some offense going. But this is the type of game they want. It's been physical, like you said, a lot of turnovers. Some are forced, some are unforced. We've seen steals, we've seen blocked shots. I think Fenwick is probably just as comfortable with how things are going as Latin Academy is. Fenwick has just got to get, like you said, some more offense from DiPietro to put back-to-back hoops together. But Gallant's got to get going. And we've seen her with a few drives in the first half of the basket. She's got to get her personal offense going.
That's right. And if you look at the schedule of these two teams, too, Latin Academy's only played in one game where it ended in a single-digit deficit, whereas this Fenwick team has played a lot of close games throughout the season.
Right, yeah.
It's going to happen when you're in that tough Catholic Central large.
And the fact that they keep their scores low.
That's stolen away that time by Gallant. Quickly up the floor, she goes to Gonzalez. And Gonzalez is it out of bounds.
Yeah, see that some of the other Fenwick girls just aren't. They don't finish as well as Gallant, so it's one of those situations where it comes down to crunch time. It's one thing to be unselfish, nothing wrong with that, but when you're the best offensive threat, you've got to be the one with the ball and using that skill of yours.
Rattaroli trying to score off the backboard. Russell going after the loose ball. There's a tie up inside. Going to go back to Fenwick.
Anytime the ball's around her, she gets a hand on it. You see her.
Sam Touche, senior guard here for Fenwick. She doesn't want this to be the end of her season.
Oh, that's right. That's the one we haven't even mentioned yet. For all the seniors,
right,
each one of these games, that's it.
Gallant. Gonzalez fires up a 3. Murphy chases after the loose ball. And Coach Tabajis wants a timeout here with 1:46 left to go in the third quarter.
Exactly. The same thing you just said about Latin Academy. Dever took a timeout because his offense stagnant, just not moving smoothly. Exact same thing happened there. Had a nice offensive rebound from Murphy, but so it's like she didn't know what she was going to do with it. Take a timeout. This is an important possession. If they can get this game to 3, here as we wind down this third quarter, then that's the kind of game that Fenwick wants.
No question. Latin Academy got the lead all the way out to 11 at one point at 31-20. Then Fenwick went on that 6-0 run. We've been stuck on this score for actually a couple of minutes now because both, like you mentioned, both offenses are sort of stuck in mud. And you wonder if, you know, any type of defensive halftime adjustments is what's causing this.
I think both teams were told just be more aggressive. Because other than that, only one player for Latin Academy in foul trouble, and there were none for Fenwick from the first half. I really think both teams, well, definitely Fenwick, was told, listen, we got to be more aggressive to pick this game up.
Especially since, you know, the contact, the refs are allowing some contact.
Inside.
So you might as well test the waters with that. Stolen away by Michaela Russell off the inbound.
Unforced turnover.
Bellot with the jumper off the front rim. Mannion chases down the loose ball. Back to Bellot. Jordan Bellot can't score inside. That's going to be the third foul on Fiona Mannion.
Yeah, it's too bad because he was just off balance. That means he wasn't even going for the play. She just lost her footing and sort of fell into Murphy.
Murphy now with 7 rebounds.
Tough decision for Coach Devon now. If it is with 3 on Fiona,
I'd take her out.
Do you take her out or
rest of the quarter
at
least? Gallant can't get that one to go. Frateroli comes away with it for Latin Academy. Frateroli trying to go coast to coast.
Flying.
And she's blocked out of bounds by DiPietro.
Yeah, DiPietro timed that well. Frateroli had beaten everybody. So DiPietro just stepped to the baseline and timed that block shot.
Fiona Mannion up and under. Scoop shot goes in for Fiona.
That's her bread and butter. Spins one way, comes back the other way with the spin. Scoop.
8 points in the third quarter now for Fiona Mannion. DiPietro now trying to score off the window. Loose ball now for both teams, and the tie-up's going to go back to Bishop Fenwick. Oh, no, it's going to go to Latin Academy, excuse me. .39 seconds left to go in the third quarter. 7-point lead for Latin Academy. Lizzie Frateroli over to Bellot. Jordan inside, and she's going to get 2 more free throws.
We are seeing a little more of that contact called this half, at least this quarter so far. You'll see Jordan Bellot trying to get inside as she's sandwiched.
Bellot no good on the first. Nellie Conklin going to come in. I thought she'd come in for Fiona Mannion, actually, for a defensive substitution at the end of the quarter. But Bellot. Can't hit the second. So Fenwick will get the last possession of the third quarter, trailing by 7 here in the girls' North Division III quarterfinals. Murphy off the up fake, straight to the bucket.
Wow. Left-handed. First time we saw that aggressive move from her.
A lot before the buzzer. I don't know why she tried it so early. Gonzalez.
Wow.
So after 3 here at Latin
Still
Academy.
7 points, right?
7 point
As if
lead
the third
for
quarter
the
wasn't
Lady
played.
Dragons, right? You can just throw that one out.
That was the halftime deficit, 7 points.
Well, Mannion was definitely playing in the third quarter.
Oh,
she let out scorers in that one. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter here on Game of the Week right after these words.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Welcome back to Latin Academy High School in Dorchester for the girls Division III North quarterfinals. Right now, Latin Academy on top of Bishop Fenwick, 33-28. Folks, you want to follow us on social media, you can certainly go to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Game of the Week Boston. A lot of good stuff up there. Make sure you like us on our Facebook page. You can also follow us on Twitter at Boston City TV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. Just about set for the fourth quarter here at Latin Academy. It's been a really good game so far between the 1-seed Latin Academy Lady Dragons and the 8-seeded Bishop Fenwick Crusaders. We've mentioned, though, don't let that 8-seed fool you. Bishop Fenwick, a very good team.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at Sammy Gallant, she was actually a freshman on the Bishop Fenwick team who won the state championship in 2016. So she knows what it takes to make a state tournament run.
Wouldn't be surprised if you see her come alive this quarter.
Gallant. That's going to be a foul on the floor. Frattaroli with the foul.
Yeah, the reach-in as you had Gallant taking a drive to the hoop. I think it's going to be the senior Gallant and the sophomore Murphy, the two key players on offense for Fenwick in this quarter.
Open corner three, no good. Put back, no good from DiPietro. Murphy gets the basket and the foul.
As soon as you mentioned Murphy, you have DiPietro gets the first offensive rebound to allow Murphy to get that putback.
That one's on Fiona Mannion. That's her fourth.
Oh, that's right. That's just it's just a natural reaction. You see the ball in front of you, and you blank out the fact that you have 3 fouls.
Yeah, Nellie Conklin coming back in for Latin Academy. Not sure what the issue was there, but
we got a 3-point game. Wow.
Murphy knocks down the second.
Talk about a secret weapon off the bench. Murphy been very good tonight.
Murphy committing the foul inside for Bishop Fenwick. 5 team fouls now for the Crusaders. Elizabeth Pika coming back in for Fenwick as Murphy heads to the bench. Frattaroli tries a runner. Can't find the rim. That one's going to go out of bounds. Back to Bishop Fenwick.
A 2-point game, Pat. In that third quarter, it looked like Latin Academy had some chances to sort of take control of the game, but never got the lead past 7.
3, top of the key is good for Bishop Fenwick. Veronica Tichet.
Wow. A little sister, a big sister. Little sister, huh?
Fenwick with a 1-point lead. That's stolen away by Gallant, and then she's fouled by Nellie Conklin.
Got no choice. Fiona got to come back.
Yeah, Coach Dever knows that this is a momentum-changing portion of the game. There you see Gallant fall to the floor. Under 7 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. DiPietro. Gets the runner to go.
Well, that middle's going to be open because when Manion's down there, she can't afford to even challenge defensively. (16-2) run for Fenwick and Black, and now the defense has really picked up.
Pika tapped that one away.
Watch the hesitation dribble by Gallant. There it is.
Gallant on the drive.
I tell you, when she gets to that right hand pad, that's exactly what she does. Just like that, an 18-2 run by Fenwick has them with a 5-point lead with 6:03 to go. We talked about the hesitation. Here it comes, right there. And defense is behind her. Even though that's her first hoop of the second half, it's important because you're talking about the lead going from 3 to 5. Doesn't sound like a big thing, but they've been behind almost the entire game.
That's right.
So all of a sudden, you turn it around, and it's been the work of the third quarter and the start of this fourth quarter, 18-2. Now, some of that's because Fiona Mannion's been in foul trouble, so she can't afford to be overly aggressive. But give credit to Bishop Fenwick. I mean, the sophomore came off the bench. Veronica Taché hit that big three.
Monster three.
To give them their first lead, and then they've just been flying ever since.
If you're Coach Dever, do you take Fiona Mannion and put her at the top of the defense to keep her away from the
problem, defensively,
stay away from contact.
Exactly. That's exactly what you do. You can do that, or you can go into a 3-2 or 2-3 zone. She can also put her in one of the corners.
We
she
saw
can
her
hide that way.
Because we've seen Fiona the last couple of sessions. She just can't really do a lot inside defensively.
They need her on offense, so it's almost like playing 5-on-4. So defensively, she can't be aggressive at all.
Jordan Bellot strong with the drive. We got a foul on the floor.
Yeah, I think Taché just kind of called on the reaching. Instead, it was
Sammy Gallant got called for the foul.
Let's see.
Okay, yeah, she was
grabbed
the one grabbing Jordan's arm. So 6 team fouls now for the Fenwick Crusaders. Inside to Mannion. Fiona can't get her shot off. Now back up top. Frattaroli inside to Bellot. And Jordan gets fouled on her way to the rim.
That weak side cut by Jordan Bellot's been there all day. And as a matter of fact, the highlights we showed at halftime were that same play. Going that strong right-hand dribble. He had 12 in the first half, so only had 1 free throw here in the second half. That third quarter was disastrous for Latin Academy.
They called the foul on the floor, so it's going to be a 1-and-1 for Jordan Bellot.
Yeah, from the replay, it looked like a shooting foul.
Like she's going up for a shot. She misses the front end. Russell with the rebound inside to Mannion.
And for Latin Academy, they can't get too over anxious to stop making some defensive mistakes. Because we know Fenwick is going to just, wide open.
That time, Cruchet couldn't hit that one after hitting the big one earlier. Trying to go to work.
Double team everywhere she goes.
Asling fires up a 3. Can't get it to fall. Russell with the rebound. Over to Fiona Mannion, who scores the layup.
Very much needed hoop by Fiona. More for her team than for her.
Puts it back to a 3-point lead. Scoop shot no good from Gallant. Bellot fires up a 3 off the back rim. Latin Academy's head. It's going to stay with the Dragons. going to say Latin Academy's had a tough time from the outside.
But you're in the home court, and you think something's going to go down, but you're right. I can't even remember how many outside shots.
That pass picked off that time by Veronica Touche.
I don't even think she played the first 3 quarters, but she's coming here in the 4th quarter, had an impact on both ends.
DiPietro fouled at the elbow.
I think it's going to be on Ballot. Yeah. Toughest part, I tell you, the toughest thing for Latin Academy now is that all the kids are watching the clock. 4:17, we're still down. Gotta defend. Fiona cannot reach in and get a foul.
DiPietro can't hit the runner. Hassling Mannion can't get it to Fiona. Good save from Fadaroli, but it's recovered by Gonzalez.
We're going to see Fenwick use some clock this time. They're used to being patient anyway.
Wide open corner 3 for Gonzalez, and she can't get it to fall.
That. It's a travel. Yeah. It's a travel
that
violation.
is a travel.
It is.
He had 2 players in Latin Academy.
They both took steps. Yeah. Actually, the 2 sisters, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was Russell and Mannion.
Okay.
And Fiona Mannion.
Wow. Big play. Still a 3-point game.
Corner 3 from Gonzalez. This time she connects.
Well, you know what? I think coaching for Fenwick, I think he's satisfied telling the girls take the early shot because they don't expect it. Back to a 6-point game.
Mannion over to Russell, now to Bellot. Jordan Bellot trying for a shot inside. Rebound comes down to Gallant.
Yeah, foul on Bellot. Wow, this is getting bad for the Dragons. Six-point deficit for Latin Academy. Still 3:14 to go, so this time it's just a matter of well, who's going to be out there, because that's another foul on Bellot. The second half has been just a disaster scoring-wise.
22-4 run for Bishop Fenwick here in the second half. Murphy gonna head back to the bench. DiPietro back in after a quick breather. Gallant knocks down the second, so an 8-point lead now for Bishop Fenwick, and Latin Academy's gonna have to get going here offensively. Hassling Mannion for 3. Fenwick calls a timeout here with 3:01 left to go in the 4th quarter.
I'm sure this timeout is all about the coach deciding, okay, are we going to take the air out of the ball now, or are we going to keep surprising them with these quick outside shots?
That's right. Certainly a lot of choices here for Bishop Fenwick. Our sideline reporter, Leverett Ball's got an update for us. Leverett, what's happening?
Thanks, guys. So Fiona Mannion is in a bit of foul trouble. She actually has 4 fouls to this point. Now, I talked earlier in the game about how, she was using a physical style of play and how that was, how she was at her best using that approach. In the second half, she's had to dial things back a little bit. She knows she can't afford to foul out. Her team's chances of winning decrease significantly if she's not on the court. We'll see if she can, stay in there for the remainder of this game. Guys?
Thanks very much, Leverett. Fiona Mannion, very difficult. It's just so tough to play with those 4 fouls for this amount of time, too, especially when you're counted upon so much on both ends of the floor.
You talk about frustrated player. Look at her face. And good compared to, like we said, we've seen her a couple of times this season with her amazing offense. But you're right. It's like playing with a hand tied behind your back. You can't do anything on defense because you have to sit down.
DiPietro off the up fake.
She's been key.
Off the window.
She's had about 4 strong drives to the basket. Just like that, a 10-point game.
Mannion gives up her dribble at the top of the key. Now over to Bellot. Bellot inside to Fiona Mannion. Scores inside.
Gotta get some stops for Latin Academy.
Cuts the lead back down to 8.
The trickiest part for Latin Academy with Fiona out there, it's tough to go man-to-man. Because whoever she guards, they're going to go right at her.
Pietro, good swing of the basketball. 3 is short. That time from Gallant. Frattaroli with the rebound.
Okay, let's go here.
Bellot on the drive. Inside to Mannion. Pass knocked away, and
Fenwick called
they
timeout.
award Bishop Fenwick a timeout. Did either team have possession?
Yeah, that's right. That's
my biggest question.
Right. Well, there's a scramble on the floor. Coach Dever actually wants to. Let's see it again. Ball goes to the floor. Both teams are going after it. It didn't even look like, well, Murphy probably had the most possession.
I didn't see a possession there.
They gave her the timeout.
Just being honest, I didn't see a possession there at all. But Fenwick awarded a timeout here. 1:46 left to go in the fourth quarter. 8-point lead for the Crusaders. Let's get another look at it.
Yeah, let's see it again. Yeah, I guess you're right, Pat, because by the time Murphy pulled it away, Bellot had got her hands on it.
There was a split second where Mannion didn't have the ball and Bellot didn't get to it yet, but it seemed like Murphy didn't have full control of it. It's almost like in football when they talk about,
right.
We don't want to get into what's a catch and not a catch.
Or
we could be here all night.
Fumble,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We're inside 2 minutes, though, so we got to toss it up to the booth.
There's a real big job here for this Latin Academy Dragon team. They've got to, and it's the toughest part. See, Fiona right there, 0-0. She's had 4 fouls for quite some time, and that's really handcuffed her chance to be, taking away her chance to be aggressive on defense, and that's exactly what Latin Academy needs. They need aggressive defense. They'll watch for someone running long. Everyone's in the backcourt. Obviously, they want to get the ball to Gallant.
Gonzalez now bringing it up for the Crusaders. Then picks up her dribble. Now back to DiPietro.
Yep, gotta play up. Gotta play man.
Fenwick playing that clock-killing offense like you mentioned, Alan. Now it's DiPietro.
They're used to it. They're totally familiar with it, and they're totally comfortable.
Gonzalez couldn't hit the 3. Another jump ball, and that should go back to Latin Academy.
So we get
Pika coming back in as Murphy heads to the bench.
Okay, we talked about Bellot being a really good sophomore for Latin Academy. Yeah, Murphy, she's an excellent sophomore for Bishop Fenwick.
Well, these are going to be, no matter what happens, these are going to be 2 more good teams next year in this bracket. Mannion, no foul.
Good job by Bellot to get that ball knocked off of one of the Fenwick players. Keep their hopes alive. Another possession.
Mannion inside, trying to carve out space. Back to Russell. Russell can't get the jumper to go. Gallant with the rebound. And Frattaroli's got a foul here with 47 seconds left to go.
Okay, a real turnaround this second half from the first half. 7-point lead for Latin Academy. The second half, you talk about adjustments, Pat. The defensive aggressiveness, I really think Scarlett's turned this around. And now you're seeing the senior Gallant, who, even as the conference or the league most valuable player, was not a big scoring start tonight, but now she's just banked 3 in a row, 3 free throws in a row to help keep that lead for the 4 in a row now, to help keep that lead for Bishop Fenwick. Back to 10.
Always helps when your senior captain can knock down those tough free throws at the end of the game. Mannion for 3, buries it for Latin Academy.
And a timeout. I don't know, possibly you might want to take Fiona out right now defensively because you got a foul anyway. 7-point game.
Yeah, 37 seconds left.
Yeah, the key is you got to get a turnover. You have to either turn them over or get a steal, because even a 2-point shot will put it back to 5, which is a 2-possession game. You're playing the foul game, you know, well, he can't foul Galant anymore because he makes everything.
Is that a Touche Fathead in the stands there? Can't quite tell which player that is. Wish they had numbers on the Fathead.
I know,
as well.
exactly, yeah. On the forehead or something, right?
Right. A lot of spirit from both these schools and
good crowds
fans
from both
tonight.
schools, yeah.
Gym is packed. And
They
this
give
is
people
what the state
credit because
tournament's all about.
everyone knows that there's snow coming tonight, but the Bishop Fenwick folks made it down from the North Shore, and obviously the Latin Academy people are going to be here. All right, we got a foul, so usually you give yourself a few seconds to try to get a steal. If you don't, then you get a foul.
Galant trying to get it in. She gets it into Murphy. Ashling Mannion commits the foul.
That's what I was talking about. See, Fiona was actually guarding Murphy, but she had to back off, and someone else had to come and get the foul. So her sister came in and stopped the clock. Now it's 1-1, obviously, so you got to box out. And I think if in fact there's a rebound, Bellot will be trying to go coast to coast. Oh, wow.
Murphy knocks down the first.
Took her time and drained it.
Ten points and 9 boards for the sophomore.
Off the bench.
Misses the second. Bellot with the rebound.
She'll go coast to coast on this.
And that's thrown away by Murphy.
The length of Murphy again.
You got to foul Latin Academy, and Frateroli does, but she fouls Galant, who's been ice at the free throw line.
Like you said, she's made the last 4. So you see a comment, anytime you have a run like that, I mean, at one point it was 18-2 to Fenwick. Obviously, Fenwick is doing some scoring, but Latin Academy, for whatever reason, just went into that scoring drought at the same time. So once the game turned around, Fenwick really started to feel comfortable because you want to slow the ball down once you're ahead. Got 6 in a row now for her.
Galant icing this game here for Bishop Fenwick. Now a 10-point game here with 20 seconds left. Bellot firing up a 3. She can't hit that one. Fenwick comes away with the rebound. And Russell commits the foul against DiPietro.
Tell you, after a great season for Latin Academy, tough way to get bounced out of the tournament, especially when you're at home. That's what really probably hurts the most.
We mentioned this Bishop Fenwick team, no stranger to success in the state tournament. Last year they lost in the state semifinals to Archbishop Williams. They made it all the way to the Garden. The year before, lost in the sectional finals to Amesbury. Year before, won the state championship. Year before, lost the sectional finals. Year before, lost the sectional semifinals.
Program.
So they've always gotten past this level of the bracket.
Very strong program, obviously. They showed some resilience today because I tell you, it really, that second quarter really felt that the game was on the brink of being taken over by Latin Academy.
Fiona Mannion trying another scoop shot inside. Rebound comes down to Pika, and the Bishop Fenwick Crusaders with the upset over Latin Academy here this evening, 52-40. It was much closer than that throughout the
Most
game.
game, right, but that run, and then like you said, the free throws at the end just sort of widened the margin. But give Bishop Fenwick credit because that first half they were hanging around. But the one thing that they did do, they never let Latin Academy get too comfortable by getting a double-digit lead. If the double-digit lead had been to 10, 11, 12 in that first half, it might have been a little different in the second half. But 7, that's manageable, especially when your top offensive player hasn't even given you much in the first half. That's what happened. But Galan ended up making a lot of free throws at the end. But more importantly, she was holding the ball, had a couple of defensive plays, and just like you said, a lot of games she's not the top scorer for them, but she's still their most effective player. That's how you win.
Yeah, certainly a lot of leadership out of Sammy Gallant here tonight, especially with those free throws at the end of the game. Folks, we're going to head to break. When we come back, we will have our final stats and our Game of the Week MVP here at Latin Academy High School right after these words. Don't go away.
Foster safety. Foster hope. Foster joy. Foster curiosity. Foster support. Become a foster parent, because every parent makes a difference. Foster, Massachusetts.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me. See ya, buddy. Good luck. So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
First time I tried Vicodin, it was laying around my mom's house. And then I kept taking them whenever I could get them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Do you want to retire like a champ? Just like legendary basketball star Uncle Drew?
Don't do him like that, Uncle Drew!
You're already acing the game. You've got your dream ride.
Don't be slamming my door. Sorry about that. You just did the same. Gotta get the boys.
Your dream vacation and your dream team. And now you can make your retirement just as legendary.
I get buckets.
Get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Awkward. I'm the awkward silence. You try to avoid me, then there I am again.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
Like Kelly here is about to demonstrate.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Queen is just my everything.
His smile did it. His smile, his eyes, his knowledge. My landlord, he decided that he wanted me to move based on the fact that I was transgender. Let's just respect people in everyday life for just being human.
No doubt you're going places, young lady.
Thank you. And thank you for the interview as well. I can imagine it was the last thing that you wanted to do after such a long campaign meeting.
You really are a very intelligent young woman. You're very smooth.
You're very smooth yourself.
You have no idea.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Most party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma. I have a mentor, and she convinced me to continue my education.
No one receives a diploma alone.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, go get it. You can do it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Latin Academy High School in Dorchester. At the conclusion of Game of the Week, the Bishop Fenwick Crusaders take down the Latin Academy Lady Dragons 52-40 in the Girls North Division III quarterfinals. And we mentioned how seasoned this Bishop Fenwick program is. They've had a lot of success in the state tournament, and over the past 4 years, including this season, there's been one constant, and that has been Sammy Gallant. She's the captain this year for this Crusaders team. She is the Catholic Central League Large MVP this season, and she is with our sideline reporter Leverett Ball, along with the game-winning coach Adam DeBadgis. So, Leverett, take it away.
Thanks, guys. So first off, Sammy, obviously you had a big night tonight, 15 points, 7 assists. What was clicking for you?
Well, in the first half, I couldn't really get anything going. Like, I was trying to go to the basket, and I couldn't really get that going. And then I would try to shoot, and I couldn't get that going. So I would try to start things, like, through my teammates. Like, I try to, like, give them the ball and give them a chance to score. But then in the third quarter, we were down, and I was like, we need to win this game. And so my team, like, we kind of all realized that we needed our defense to translate into our offense. So we kind of just all got steals and layups, and it just started to flow for us.
And you were also 9 of 10 from the line. How big a part of your game is it to be able to knock those shots down?
It's huge because they're free. So I've been working on them for a while, and he yells at me if I miss them. So I just try to hit them as much as I can.
That sounds like good motivation and not get yelled at. And also, how much of a confidence boost does this win give your team moving forward in the postseason?
It's definitely a big win for us because now we get to move on. We get to play another game. Like, there's 8 seniors, so we're all like, this is our last season. None of us play spring sport anyways, so this is our last season, and we're all we want to keep going as far as we can.
And I know you won a league MVP this year, and you told me, off camera that you're looking to play in college. How big of a year has it been for you just blossoming as a player?
It's been really big. Last year we had a lot of players that could, like, score a lot more, and we were a lot more developed that year. So this year I had to kind of step up, and I had to step into my role of being a point guard, and it's just come out better than I was last year.
All right, well, Sammy, great job tonight. Thank you for your time. I just have a couple questions for Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, so Coach, first off, your team these past few years has been known to really step things up in the postseason. What can you say about your team's performance tonight?
Well, we started out slow, and so that was, we kind of made this hard on ourselves, but definitely showed our toughness in the fourth quarter. And that, I was saying to the other guys over there that our schedule helps. We played a lot of tough games this year. We play a lot of tough games every year, and that helps. So we played with a lot of poise and toughness towards the end. We kind of always do, and I think that's why we've had success. We just got a lot of tough kids.
And, you mentioned that the team started out slow. And Latin Academy, on the other hand, they were coming out of the gate, on fire offensively. What adjustments did you make defensively in the second half to be able to slow them down?
Just little ones. We tried going back and forth between two different defenses, and, it just was kind of what was ever clicking at the right moment. The first half, I thought we were just not little things we weren't doing. We weren't deflecting passes. It's something we always try to key in on. We weren't anticipating trying to get steals, and we did that a lot better in the second half. I mean, we were playing the same defense in the fourth quarter that we were playing in the first quarter. We just played it better.
And my final question, what's the team's mentality just moving forward in the postseason?
I think the team's mentality is just like it's been all year. Get better every day. That's all you can do, and that's all you can do to prepare yourself for the next game. My guess is we have St. Mary's, our league rival, in the next one, assuming they beat Watertown. And so these girls won't stop thinking about that. It's just always a huge game. And so luckily it's them, because, it's hard to think about the next game when you have like your league rival you think might be the one ahead. I think that might happen a little bit here tonight in the first half. But really just focus on every day. What are we going to do Sunday to get better? Tomorrow off, we got to fix some things. We got to do better.
Well, Coach, thanks a lot for your time, and congratulations on the win.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
Leonard, thanks very much, and certainly Coach DeBadge is very happy for his team tonight, and certainly they have their eyes on the prize. They're not just satisfied with tonight's win, so I wouldn't be surprised if Bishop Fenwick made a little bit of run here in this year's state tournament, as they have done several times in the past. Let's take a look at the halftime stats, or the final stats. If it was halftime,
we already saw those.
I think Latin Academy would be a little happier right now. It's just halftime.
There
you see the Latin Academy final stats.
The flip. Man, unfortunately with the 4 fouls, that was the key stat for her. She did end up with 19 points, though. Bellot added 13, so 32 points between those two players. Bellot with 11 rebounds. Russell had 9 rebounds. Meanwhile, assists, he had 5 for Frateroli, and Bellot ended up with 4 assists. But unfortunately, an overall run of 32-9, which was basically the entire second half.
That's right.
Turned the whole game around.
No question. Let's take a look at the Bishop Fenwick final stats.
There you go. Gallant, as we mentioned, 15 points. Not outstanding, but when you think about 9 out of 10 free throws, that is outstanding, especially in the fourth quarter. DiPietro, a lot of those drives of hers, gave her 10 points. You had Murphy, the big sophomore, coming off the bench with 9 rebounds. DiPietro also had 9 rebounds, had 7 assists for Gallant, and Taché had 2 assists. I think that was the senior Taché. He played most of the game. Correct.
Very impressive win tonight here for the Bishop Fenwick Crusaders. You see a lot of stats spread around there for this Crusaders team. Folks, if you want to watch this game again, you can certainly go to our website, www.cityofboston.gov/game of the week. All the games from this season are up on that site. You can also follow us on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/game of the week Boston. A lot of different links, pictures, and videos up there as well. You can also follow us on Twitter @BostonCityTV. And if you want to tweet at us, use the hashtag BostonGOW. We're hoping to get a couple of more state tournament games in over the next week or so, so make sure you follow us on those social media sites. We'll be updating you on which games we're going to be covering. But for right now, I'm going to say so long here from Latin Academy High in Dorchester here on Game of the Week. Take care, everybody.